Ladies and gentlemen, this week's episode of Smackdown was decent, and I was actually joking on my WWE Smackdown watch-along when I said the show sucked. The show did not suck. The show tonight was pretty decent. Now, there was a tiny bit of garbage on the show. In fact, we got Roman Reigns versus Bryan for the Universal Championship booked for next Friday's episode of Smackdown. Not to mention, we got Aleister Black's return. We got Bayley insulting Bianca Belair. Mysterios getting their victory over Alpha Academy. So the Mysterios and Alpha Academy feud is apparently continuing. For what reason, I don't know. And I'm guessing the Reigns and Cesaro feud is continuing too. Now that we're getting Bryan versus Roman Reigns for next Friday's episode of SmackDown. We got the Apollo and Big E feud continuing. SmackDown news. We're going to talk about everything that went down on SmackDown. Ladies and gentlemen, our Ingham Wrestling News is very own Brennan here live with your SmackDown review. This is your April the 23rd, 2021 Friday Night SmackDown review. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel and you're new, please hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for all notifications. So that way you won't miss all of my SmackDown, Raw, NXT UK, and AEW Dynamite reviews that go live each and every week. If you missed, speaking of AEW Dynamite, if you missed my AEW Dynamite review this week, be sure you go check that out. Go give that a like and comment, please. Thank you. I would appreciate that. Your like button helps out the channel, videos, and live streams, and it certainly helps out my channel. Certainly helps me out, most importantly. Also, if you haven't followed me on Twitter yet, man, IWC community, I encourage you all to follow me on Twitter for the latest WWE and AEW news, especially if you are a fan of my IWN Wrestling News and Gaming YouTube channel. Especially if you want to see more wrestling and gaming content on the YouTube channel as well. And if you want to see more tweets of my reviews, more tweets on my thoughts on some of the matches and everything booked on every wrestling show, every brand, every week. If you want to see all this stuff on Twitter, I suggest you give me a follow on Twitter. Now, follow me on Twitch at Ingham Wrestling News. Help me get up to at least 50 or 100 followers on Twitch. Please give me a follow on there. Even though I don't really stream on there much, but I've started streaming on there a lot more because I'm trying to get more followers, you know. So it's not, it's not easy getting followers on Twitch. I'll tell you that right now. Right now, for me, it's not easy. To everybody else it may be, because they got their own place. I don't. I have my own room, but I don't have my own place. But it'll happen one day. I'm not worried about it. Hopefully when I get my own place eventually, I'll have my own set. And you all will be able to see my face for the very first time in my own place. Or maybe in my own gaming room. But seriously, follow me on Twitch at Inga Wrestling News. I would appreciate it, man. Especially if you're a Call of Duty fan and want to see more Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And especially if you're a Dragon Ball Zetaverse 2 fan and you want to see more Dragon Ball Zetaverse 2 content on Twitch. You can follow me on other various social media platforms, including Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram at Brendan Ahmad Ingram, because that's my actual Instagram name. But my username is INGRAM, I think. BA853 or 843, one of the two. But my Instagram name is Brendan Ahmad Ingram. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can. If you want to add me on Facebook, you can. I have Facebook too. I have Snapchat. I have every social media platform that you can fucking add me or follow me on. You can also reach out to me in Google Gmail. I have that too. I have Yahoo as well. I have everything. I did have a Yahoo account. I don't know what happened to it. I guess it got freaking taken off because something happened. Maybe it was due to too much emails I had got. I don't know where all that emails came from, but there's your other social media platforms you can follow me on. Anyways, folks, we're going to go ahead and get started with the Friday Night Smackdown review. Let me just pull up the notes here. Oh, actually, I gotta go to the Smackdown review. I'm not even on it. Oh, there we go. I'm on it now. Here we go. Alright, folks. So, Smackdown starts off with a recap of last week's show. Roman Reigns is shown in the ring where he said that nobody wants to challenge him anymore. Jey Uso was shown that it ended in a somewhat disqualification match after Seth Rollins. So Cesaro responds by inviting Rollins to come to the ring so he can show everyone he can beat Rollins any night. And Jey Uso then comes out to ringside and says that Cesaro couldn't beat himself, Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins. Rollins then stops Uso from running after Cesaro and plans on, what was it? Plans an attack on Cesaro. That's what that was. Plans on attack on Cesaro as Uso and Rollins surround the ring. Daniel Bryan makes his way out and joins Cesaro in the ring, which causes Rollins and Uso to start to walk away. So they both walked away from the ring. They said, oh, okay, so they want to play this trick. They want to do this damn thing. They want to say this and that. We're going to walk away, basically. That's what they did. Bryan grabs a mic and says that Rollins is embarrassed and upset, and that Uso came out because Reigns told him to. Bryan says he came out to make sure Cesaro finally gets what he deserves. Bryan says he has an infinite respect for Cesaro because he has worked harder than everyone, himself included. Bryan makes a comment about how he wants to stand and fight alongside Cesaro. Roman Reigns then comes out with Paul Heyman. Heyman hands a mic to Reigns. Yes, he handed a mic to Reigns. He did do that. Reigns says he told everyone exactly what would happen at WrestleMania and shows off his new t-shirt showing Roman Reigns pinning both Edge and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. Now, that shirt was straight fire. I love that shirt. It was decent. It was awesome. It looked really, really awesome, the shirt did. So, Reigns calls Bryan and Cesaro main event losers. Reigns then heads to the back as Uso and Rollins remain at ringside. So we got a commercial break. We got Cesaro and Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins and Jey Uso. Now, this was a solid tag team match. It wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad at all. Bryan and Uso begin in the ring. Cesaro is tagged in. Him and Bryan hit a double team suplex, and Cesaro covers for a 2 count. Cesaro hits Uso with a delayed vertical suplex and covers for a 2 count. Rollins tags in and gets hit with an uppercut immediately. Rollins bounces off the ropes and hits a sling blade for a 2 count. Rollins works over Cesaro in the corner as Uso tags back in. Uso hits a series of strikes to Cesaro on the mat and puts him in a leg submission as Rollins is tagged in and hits a knee drop on Cesaro. Cesaro catches Rollins in midair and hits him with a backbreaker. And Bryan is tagged in and hits the yes kicks on Rollins. Rollins dodges the final kick and attempts a Bayley kick, which Bryan catches and puts Rollins in an ankle lock. Bryan goes for the running knee, but is caught by Rollins. Rollins hits Bryan with a buckle bomb, and Uso hits a frog splash and makes a cover that is broken up by Cesaro at 2. Now, we got a commercial break, and back live with Rollins hitting a big boot to Bryan on the apron for a cover and a 2 count. Rollins stares at Cesaro, and Bryan is down on the mat. Rollins strikes with a forearm to the back of Bryan's head. Uso is tagged in and hits a stomp to Bryan's stomach as the referee is distracted. Rollins attacks Bryan from the outside. Bryan attempts a comeback, but his momentum is stopped by a Samoa drop from Uso, who makes a cover for a 2 count. Rollins is tagged in and works over Bryan's head in the corner. Cesaro and Uso are both tagged in as Cesaro gains the momentum off a spinning lariat. Cesaro makes the cover for a 2 count. Cesaro hits a corkscrew uppercut from the middle rope and hits a pop-up uppercut, and Rollins runs in to break up the cover. Bryan throws Rollins to the outside and hits a dive to Rollins on the outside. Uso throws Cesaro and attempts a dive, but is hit with an uppercut from Cesaro. Cesaro attempts a dive that Uso counters with a super kick. Back live with Cesaro and Rollins in the ring. Rollins attempts a neck breaker. Cesaro counters into a swing attempt that Rollins counters with a roll up for a 2 count. Cesaro puts Rollins in this sharpshooter, and Uso breaks up the hold. Uso tags in and hits an uppercut to Uso tags in, or Cesaro, I think, tags in. Yeah, Uso tags in and hits an uppercut to Cesaro on the top rope, I think. Rollins is seen walking up the ramp away from the ring where he says he doesn't need this. Bryan is tagged in and hits a running knee and covers for the 3 count. And that was it. So, honestly, my thoughts on this tag team match wasn't too bad. In fact, it was a great way to start off. It was a great tag team match to kick off SmackDown. It was better than the Mysterios versus Alpha Academy, I know that. But before I give you all my thoughts on Cesaro and Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins Jey Uso, I also want to give you my thoughts on the segment, on the Who Will Step Up to Challenge Roman Reigns segment. My thoughts on that segment. You know, WWE spent 15 minutes setting up a tag match. It very easily could have been announced from the very beginning. Instead, those involved sleepwalked through a promo that accomplished nothing. In fact, it furthered no storylines and came no closer to determining the number 1 contender to Roman Reigns' title than it was at the beginning of the show. A rare misfire from a brand that is typically fire on the mic, particularly on the part of Reigns, who was just good on this evening. So that's my thoughts on that Reigns segment right there. That's my thoughts on Bryan, Seth Rollins, Uso, and Roman Reigns. The guys that, all 5 of the guys that kicked off SmackDown. You know, cutting promos. But anyways, here's my thoughts of Cesaro, Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins and Jey Uso. Now, this was a good tag team match, but there are far worse ways to spend the first 40 minutes of SmackDown than by properly featuring 4 of the best workers on the brand. Now, this was a fun, physical tag team match that highlighted Cesaro while showcasing both Rollins and Reigns as cowardly and selfish heels who use and abuse even their closest associates for their own benefit. Bryan was great as Cesaro's hype man after the match, and the sheer number of swings by the Swiss Superman to Uso was incredible. Absolutely incredible. While the opening promo segment of the night was rather mundane, this was a hell of a lot of fun and really highlighted how immensely talented the top of the card is on Friday nights. Above all else, Cesaro continued to look like a legitimate star, which is the point of everything involving him at this point. So that's my thoughts, my analyst thoughts there on the tag, on that 2-on-2 tag match with Daniel Bryan, Cesaro versus Seth Rollins, Jey Uso. Now, obviously after the match, Bryan picks up a mic and calls out Roman Reigns. Uso attempts to attack Cesaro. Cesaro catches him and swings Uso around as Bryan counts the number of swings, and then Bryan addresses Reigns again as Cesaro hits an uppercut on Uso. Bryan instructs Cesaro to swing Uso again to draw Reigns out of the ring, or out to the ring. Bryan continues to taunt Reigns as Cesaro swings Uso around. Bryan implies that Reigns is afraid and says Reigns couldn't beat anyone without help, and that Reigns knows that he can't beat Cesaro. Bryan leads the yes chant as Cesaro's music plays. Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville are seen talking backstage as Intercontinental Champion. Apollo Crews confronts them, complaining about having to defend the champions as Pearce reveals the challenger for tonight's championship match to be Kevin Owens. So we got Nia Jax versus Tamina. This was typical garbage. This was the garbage that ruined the vibe of SmackDown. This is the match that absolutely ruined the vibe of SmackDown. Ruined half of the vibe of SmackDown. Not all of it, half of it. I didn't like this match. It wasn't enjoyable to watch. This match was just complete awful. Complete god awful. It was complete garbage. This feud, more importantly, this Nia Jax, Natalya, Tamina, and Shayna feud is complete garbage, most importantly. And I just wish they get Shayna Baszler the hell away from Nia Jax, is all I'm fucking saying. For God's sake, man. The woman deserves a single run. She doesn't deserve she doesn't deserve to be losing like this. She doesn't deserve to be with someone like Nia Jax. She deserves to be a singles competitor. She deserves to be the submission magician that she's always been in NXT. We need to see it on SmackDown. But nonetheless, anyways, Nia Jax versus Tamina. The match begins with Jax slamming Tamina to the corner and driving her shoulder into Tamina. Jax hits a headbutt to Tamina. Jax taunts Tamina as Tamina gets up and strikes Jax and takes Jax down to the mat. Tamina attempts to slam Jax as Baszler holds Jax down to avoid the slam. So the fight spills to the outside as Tamina throws Jax into the barricade. Tamina rolls Jax back into the ring. A distraction from Baszler causes Jax to strike Tamina from behind. Tamina catches Jax with a surprise roll-up for the 3 count. And that was it. This match was absolutely awful. I don't understand why they went with a Tamina, Natalya, Jax, Shayna feud. I don't understand this shit. Why did they even go with this women's tag team feud? In fact, my question that I want to ask Vince and Bruce is, why are the WWE Women's Tag Team titles still existing? Shouldn't they be burnt to the ground? And why are the NXT Women's Tag Team titles still existing? That's what I want to know. Why are both titles still existing? What's going on with that? So you mean to tell me you would rather want a women's tag team division than a single women's tag team division? Is that what you're telling me, Vince and Bruce? Huh? Is that what you're telling me? Jeez. This feud sucks. This women's tag team feud absolutely sucks, man. It really does. I don't know. I can't understand how anybody is enjoying this women's tag team feud. I know I'm not. It is not enjoyable. It's not entertaining. It is fucking awful. It really is. And especially when you're trying to find the good in a match or a segment, it's easier said than done sometimes. You get what I'm saying? So this is one such case, man. From the unnecessary drama between Baszler and the not missed Reginald at ringside to the sloppy, disjointed action between bells. This was bad. This was fucking garbage. It really was, man. Oh my god. This was as garbage as Mia Yim and Keith Lee's mixed tag team name, the Yimless ones. Remember Mia Yim and Keith Lee's tag team name, the Yimless ones? That women's tag team feud is as garbage as that fucking mixed tag team name, the Yimless ones, known as Mia Yim and Keith Lee. Oh my god, that's how fucking awful this feud is, man. Why do we even have a women's tag team division, man? Come on. Are you serious? Do they really think the women's tag team titles are the most important titles on Raw? the most important title on Raw, first of all, should be the WWE Championship. Not the 24/7 Championship, not the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. And on SmackDown, the most important title on SmackDown should be the Universal Championship. Period. Bottom line. But anyways, this was fucking bad, man. This was terrible. The rush nature due to the lack of time only served to drag things down further. Now, it would behoove WWE to book Natalya and Tamina's tag team rematch sooner rather than later, even though I don't want to fucking see it because it's going to be complete garbage. Because they can't wrestle. They suck. They're terrible in the ring. I mean, who wants to watch Tamina and Natalya wrestle in the ring against Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler? I don't. But I'm sure Kevin Dunn does. Bruce and Vince does. Oh, because Natalya's blonde, right? That's what Vince likes. Vince likes blondes, right? Right? So he decides to put a blonde on his television. Because he loves blondes. He probably strokes his cock all day watching those blondes on his TV. As the chairman of WWE. Knowing him. That fucking pervert little... Anyways. Honestly, folks, the longer this feud goes, the more exposed it will be as simply not that interesting. It's already not that interesting, to be honest. It hasn't even been interesting since it started. Anyway, never mind that. Holy shit, man. Oh, man. Please, for the love of Christ, man. For the love of God, man. Please get rid of Reginald from this fucking... please, get rid of Reginald from this equation. From this feud, even though this feud shouldn't be happening. Even though Shayna Baszler needs to be getting the hell away from Nia Jax. WWE needs to eliminate Reginald from this equation. To be honest, WWE creatives relents on shoehorning him into the women's division has done absolutely nothing but harm to the programs he has appeared in, even if it is through little fault of the performer himself. So that is my thoughts on the match, and that's my thoughts on the Reginald and everybody else that's involved in this feud. Now, they really do need to get Reginald away from the women's division because he's not helping. He's not helping at all. He's certainly not helping the SmackDown viewership. I don't know. Who cares? Anyways, Kevin Owens is interviewed backstage. Owens says it has been years since his last opportunity at the Intercontinental Championship. He says he has been waiting for this opportunity and says that he will be glad to take the title from Cruz. Big E confronts Owens backstage and says that this is his match, his title. Owens says that Big E is right and that he deserves a match, but tonight is his opportunity. So it's back live as Daniel Bryan approaches Adam Pearce backstage, as Pearce says he is trying his best to get a match between Roman Reigns and Cesaro. So the rumor and news is that Roman Reigns will be defending his Universal Championship against Cesaro at Backlash. That's just the rumor. That's just the news. That's just a prediction. It's not a spoiler. It's just a prediction. Says Paul Heyman. Anyway. But, yeah. So, we got Apollo Crews versus Kevin Owens. Honestly, man, I find this to be creatively lazy booking right here. This right here was definitely creatively lazy. I didn't really like it. I didn't appreciate it. But you gotta give credit to Kevin Owens and Apollo Crews for putting on an epic clash against each other in the ring, man. It was great to see. Great to see them throw it down. But this, once again, this was creatively lazy. Lazy booking, man. At its finest. But the match begins with a lockup. Owens executes a single leg takedown and puts Crews into a side headlock. Crews rises up and Owens immediately takes Crews back down as the headlock continues. Crews manages to roll up into a pin, forcing Owens to break the hold. Seemingly. Somehow he did. I don't know how he broke the hold, but he just did. That's all I know. As both men get to their feet, Owens hits a standing dropkick and hits Crews with chops and punches in the corner. And then Owens hits an elbow off the ropes and folds it. So Crews is thrown off to the outside, and Commander SS prevents Owens from diving outside. Crews takes advantage of the distraction and hits a snap suplex on Owens for a 2 count. Crews throws Owens to the outside. Owens moves out of the way of a moonsault and hits Crews with a super kick. Crews is rolled back to the ring as Owens hits a swanton from the 2 count. After the pin attempt, Sami Zayn makes his way to ringside. We got a commercial break. Back live as Owens and Crews are fighting on the top rope. You know, one thing I'm getting tired of is these commercial breaks. I don't know how many commercial breaks they gotta put on there. They always put at least 8 to 9 commercial breaks. It does not need to be that many commercial breaks. Alright? At least need to be like 4 or 5. But not no freaking 9, 10. It seems like there was 8, 9 commercials last night. I was getting so annoyed with these freaking awful commercials, man. My God, it was the same commercials over and over and over. I said, well, can we just get back to the freaking show? My God. Clearly, you all seen me on my SmackDown watch along. You seen how annoyed I was with these god awful commercials, man. These annoying commercials. Gosh, that was aggravating. I was impatient. I was like, dang, can we get back to the freaking show? My goodness. So, Owens hits an elbow and tips a superplex before Crews fights off with a series of headbutts to send Owens to the mat. Owens dodges a dive attempt and hits Crews with a super kick at cover for a 2 count. Crews connects with a big lariat and gets a 2 count. Crews hits with 3 consecutive German suplexes and covers for a 2 count. Owens hits a release German suplex and follows through with 2 consecutive cannonballs to the corner and gets a 2 count. Crews escapes a stunner attempt before Owens hits Crews with a pop-up powerbomb for a 2 count. Owens hits a frog splash to Crews on the outside. Commander Aziz, whatever the kid's name is, I really don't give a. Aziz distracts Owens as Crews rolls up Owens for the 3 count. So after the match, Owens hits Cruz with a stunner as Commander Esses runs in and hits Owens with the Nigerian nail. Zayn runs into the ring to dance over Owens while he is done on the mat. Now, my thoughts on this match, my thoughts on Apollo Crews versus Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental Championship. This was basically another match, another distraction leading up to a roll-up finish, the way I see it. So, this, like I said in the review like 5 to 10 minutes ago, lazy booking. This was lazy booking at its finest, folks. To be honest, it's not something this match needed. It's not what this match needed. Now, there were enough moving pieces with Zayn at ringside, and the added element of Big E taking exception to Owens receiving the title shot, that WWE Creative could have booked a finish that protected all involved without reverting to the same tired-ass finish we saw literally one match earlier. Now, it completely and utterly dragged down a match that was both fun and showcased untapped potential between Owens and Crews. Do not be surprised if WWE officials go back to that match later down the road. And I wouldn't be surprised if they booked Crews versus Apollo, or Crews versus Kevin Owens, not Crews versus Apollo. Apollo Crews. Apollo is his first name, Crews is his last name. But, seriously. What I was trying to say is, folks, I think you all get what I'm trying to say. In other words, what I'm trying to say is, not only don't be surprised if WWE goes back to that match later down the line, but also don't be surprised if WWE perhaps books KO versus Apollo Crews for the Backlash pay-per-view. So we could be seeing that match again. So we could be seeing a KO and Crews feud. Would you like a KO and Crews feud? Let me know in the comments down below, or let me know in the chat. KO and Crews? Shoot. I put my money in that. Shoot. Count me in. I'd love to see a KO and Apollo Crews feud. If it's done right. If it's not done right, I don't want to see it. I definitely would like to see if it was done right. But if it wasn't, if it's not going to be done right, I don't want to see the feud, and I'm not interested in watching it. Now, Paul Heyman was interviewed backstage. Before that, after Apollo Crews' match with Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental Championship, Owens hits Crews with a stunner as Commander Esses runs in and hits Owens with the Nigerian nail. Zayn runs into the ring to dance over Owens while he is down on the mat. Heyman is interviewed backstage and is asked if Roman will accept Cesaro's challenge. Heyman says that he respects Cesaro and even loves him from a professional standpoint. Yeah, sure thing. Heyman says that by the end of the night, everyone will hear from Reigns, where Reigns will answer Cesaro's challenge. Imagine Roman Reigns saying this: No, you're not getting it. Yeah. Anyways, commercial break. Back live with Apollo Crews being interviewed, where he says his royal ancestors are celebrating. Big E runs in to attack Crews as authorities hold Big E back. As Commander S says, or whatever his name is, I really don't give a. Commander S says runs in to check on Crews. A video package is aired showing Aleister Black sitting in a candle-lit room, reading from the first chapter from a black book called Tallies of the Dark Father. Black calls out the viewers and says that he is nothing like them, and that they are nothing more than monsters who should be condemned. SmackDown Tag Team Champions Ziggler and Robert Roode are interviewed asking about the upcoming match between the Mysterios and the Alpha Academy. Honestly, who could really give a... I'm just throwing it out there. The Street Profits interrupt the champions and say that they are next in line for the title shot. Bayley runs in to separate the two teams. Bayley hypes up her championship match with the ungrateful rookie, Bianca Belair. Bayley calls Belair rude and selfish, and that she will take back her title and the top spot in the division she built. Montez Ford interrupts with Belair on the phone, where Belair says she will be right there. So, commercial break, back live with Bayley and Bianca Belair backstage. Bayley says she wants to congratulate Belair for making history at WrestleMania, and that she is honored to be her first challenger. Bayley says she has one more thing to say before she begins laughing at Belair as she walks off. I thought Bayley was going to call Belair a snot-nosed... That's what I thought she was going to call her. I thought she was going to call her a snot-nosed bitch. Anyways. Dominic, we got Dominic and Rey Mysterio versus the Alpha Academy. Honestly, who can give a freaking... Who can care less about this feud? This feud has got me to a point where I just really don't give a... Seriously. I mean, who can really give it... Who cares? I don't care about this feud. I'm tired of seeing it. Vince, you could do me a favor, and you could take that banana and shove it right up your... Because this feud is absolutely boring. I'm getting sick of it. Get it off my TV. Seriously. Solid tag team match, but still. Why do I need to invest my time in a tag division that's barely even a SmackDown tag team division itself? I mean, if you look at the tag team division, let me tell you a secret here, folks. If you look at the tag team division, there are only 3 teams in that tag team division that were paired together. The Alpha Academy, who came up with that name? Who came up with the idea of pairing up Chad Gable and Otis? Vince and Bruce. Second tag team, the Mysterios. Who came up with that idea and who came up with that name? That tag team name? Bruce and Vince, obviously. And who, most importantly, came up with the idea of pairing Dolph Ziggler up with Robert Roode and then giving them the name the 30 Dogs? Obviously, WWE, Vince and Bruce. So, this tag team division is still not a tag team division to me. To me, in my opinion, there's still no tag teams. There's still, the SmackDown tag team division is no tag team division to me. I mean, the Street Profits are the only actual tag teams on this roster. Dirty Dogs, Alpha Academy, and Mysterios, those were paired up, those were mentioned and made up by Vince and Bruce. They were the ones that came up with the names, the Alpha Academy, Mysterios, and Dirty Dogs. They were the ones that paired up Dolph Ziggler with Rude, pairing up Dominic Mysterio with Rey Mysterio, pairing up Earl Otis with Chad Gable. They were the ones that did all that. You might as well say that WWE at this point needs to merge the Raw and SmackDown tag team divisions. Because there are no tag teams on neither brand. Period. Whatsoever. How long have I been saying this? I've been saying this for months. Merge the tag team divisions. Merge the tag team divisions. Merge the tag team divisions, Bruce. Vince, you're still not doing it. You're still not merging the divisions. Why are you not merging the men's tag team divisions? Why are you not merging the Raw and SmackDown men's tag team divisions? I don't know. Maybe because you guys are just fucking lazy, or maybe because you're mentally retarded, or maybe because you're nothing more than old lazy son of a. I mean, seriously. I mean, you guys got nothing better to do than to sit there and bury young talent from NXT. What does the NXT talent have to do with the main roster? Why are you burying the NXT talents like Aleister Black and Chelsea Green? You're burying all these talents for what? Absolutely no reason. Oh, that's right, but Bruce buries NXT talent to Vince because Vince and Bruce don't like the NXT talent that Triple H has on the NXT brand. Why? Oh, I think I know why. Because Vince and Bruce are jealous of how good Triple H has done as a producer, as a CEO. They are jealous of how good he is doing with his children. He calls NXT his children. He's called the NXT male and female superstars his children, his kids. But Vince and Bruce are jealous of how good Triple H has done with NXT and NXT UK. They are jealous of how good he is as producer for NXT and NXT UK. They're jealous. They're jealous of Triple H's success, man. And if Stephanie McMahon is not seeing this, it's not seeing how bad Vince and Bruce are doing. If Stephanie McMahon's not seeing how bad Vince and Bruce are ruining Raw and SmackDown, then we got a problem. Clearly we got a problem, man. The Raw ratings have been dropping week after week after week because we've been receiving the same garbage every Monday night. That's why I stopped reviewing Monday Night Raw. I am tired of reviewing the same garbage every week. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of hearing about it. Now on next Monday's Monday Night Raw, now we gotta see what the WWE champion Bobby Lashley's gotta say. And then we got this god awful Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre versus Slapchat and Mice match. Well, folks, those of you that's gonna be watching Raw next Monday, good luck. I ain't watching. This shit's fucking garbage. I'm not watching that shit. I'm tired of it, dude. I'm not reviewing Monday Night Raw until the show gets better. And good luck with watching Monday Night Raw next Monday night. I'll probably be streaming Call of Duty. I think I would much rather stream Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War than watch Monday Night Raw. I mean, what could possibly interest me? What things on this show could possibly have me interested in watching? Nothing. Nothing interests me about Monday Night Raw. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I have no interest in reviewing Raw no more. I'm done. I'm completely straight up done with Raw. Vince and Bruce has completely made me lose interest in watching Raw. Made me lose interest in reading the Raw results. Everything. I'm done. I'm sick of it. So, I have officially stopped reviewing Raw for now. Until the show gets better. I'm sick of this. I am. Really sick or tired of WWE giving us all this garbage every week. I'm sick of it. And the IWC community. Yeah, I know who else is getting sick of it. The people in the entire IWC community are getting sick of this shit too. It's not just me. It's the whole community. It's the entire IWC community that's getting sick and tired of Bruce and Vince giving us this garbage on Monday Night Raw every week. And some of the garbage on SmackDown as well. And maybe some of the garbage on NXT. I don't know. NXT don't seem to be garbage to me. NXT seem to be doing pretty decent. Hell, NXT's doing better than Raw and SmackDown, both combined. In my full opinion. Fuck what the Virgin Geeks gotta say. I mean, really. Anyways, folks. So, Bayley hypes up her championship match with the ungrateful rookie Bianca Belair. Bayley calls Belair rude and selfish, and that she will take her title in the top spot in the division she built. Bayley did build the SmackDown Women's Division. She put that SmackDown Women's Division on the map. Same thing I said when I said Thunder Rosa put the AEW Women's Division on the map. When I mean Thunder Rosa put the AEW Women's Division on the map, she did that. She went out there and did that. Did nobody stop her from doing that? Nobody. She made that decision on her own. She made that decision to put the AEW Women's Division on the map. And that's what she did. I was proud of it. Everybody that's Thunder Rosa's fans like me was proud of it. I was proud of it. We can all truly say that Thunder Rosa is truly the face of the AEW Women's Division. And she's also the face of the NWA Women's Division. I don't know if you haven't watched the NWA lately. But she's the face of that division too. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Bayley's the face of SmackDown Women's Division. Thunder Rosa's the face of the AEW Women's Division. Britt Baker is also the face of the AEW Women's Division. So you basically got two ladies. Two AEW female superstars that are the face of the AEW Women's Division. Now, with all that being said, back to what I was reading here. Bayley calls Belair rude and selfish, and that she will take back her title and the top spot in the division she built. Montez Ford interrupts with Belair on the phone, where Belair says she will be right there. And my damn, she wasn't lying. She wasn't lying when she said she gonna be right there. I saw that damn piercing, man. When I seen that piercing, I immediately knew that was Belair. Got a commercial break. Back line for Bayley and Bianca Belair backstage. Bayley says she wants to congratulate Belair for making history at WrestleMania, and that she is honored to be her first challenger. Bayley says she has one more thing to say before she begins laughing at Belair as she walks off. So we got a seemingly solid, boring Dominic and Mysterio match versus the Alpha Academy. So we got the Mysterios versus Alpha Academy. The match begins with Dominic and Gable before Owens immediately tags in. And let me just remind you why I still got KO and Apollo on my screen. You want to know why? I'm going to give you an answer as to why I still have not Otis. But I will give you an answer as to why I still have KO and Apollo on my screen. Simple answer. The other best match on the show was the 2-on-2 tag match with Cesaro and Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins and Jey Uso. Two of the only best things on this show. Oh, and the opening and ending to SmackDown. All those things I just named were the best things, only best things on the show thus far. Only best things on the show, in my opinion, on this week's episode of SmackDown. So that explains why I got KO and Apollo Crews still on my screen, and I'm not taking them off until this fucking review ends. I don't care who comes in here, who wants to come in here and run their mouth and tell me to change it. I'm not going to change it. I'm going to keep them on there. They were one of the best things on this week's episode of SmackDown. This is the best match on this week's episode of SmackDown. It was a great match. Creatively lazy booking, but they still delivered a great match. They put on a great performance, despite the lazy booking by WWE Vince and Bruce and Kevin Dunn. You know, the guy with the beaver teeth. Yeah. Anyways. The match begins with Dominique and Gable before Otis immediately tagged in. Otis hits a big shoulder tackle to start. Dominique goes for moves off the ropes as Otis hits with a lariat. Otis hits Dominique with a slam to the mat. Yes, it's called a mat. Those black things you see on the ground, those flat black square things, those are mats. Those are where the superstars land on and hit their backs on. Yeah. So I give you a heads up on what those things, or what those black, freaking flat looking mats are. Otis climbs to the top as Ray pulls Dominique outside the ring. Otis runs to the outside and hits a double lariat on both Mysterios. Commercial break. Back live with Gable and Dominique in the ring. Dominique rolls up Gable, but the referee is distracted, preventing a pinfall. Gable holds Dominique up as Otis is tagged in to hit Dominique with strikes. Otis hits a body slam to Dominique. Otis Irish whips Dominique to the corner and hits a running splash to Dominique. Gable tags in. It goes for a cover for a 2 count. Gable puts an armbar on Dominique. Dominique is able to break the hold, but runs into a belly-to-belly suplex from Gable. Dominique manages to tag in Ray. Ray hits a head scissors and rolls Gable up for a 2 count. Ray avoids Gable, charging into the corner, causing Gable to hit the post with his shoulder. Dominique is tagged in, and Gable is thrown outside as Dominique hits a baseball slide into a sunset flip powerbomb into the barricade. Ray hits a 619 and frog splash to Gable and covers him for the 3. And that was pretty much it. So as the Mysterios made their way back, Cesaro and Daniel Bryan come out to the ring in anticipation of Reigns answering Cesaro's challenge. So we got pretty much a commercial break. And back live as Cesaro says they're waiting on Reigns to answer. Reigns makes his way with Jey Uso and Paul Heyman with him. He makes his way out to the ring with Jey Uso and Paul Heyman, the former advocate of Brock Lesnar, and now the current advocate for Roman Reigns. Reigns says that Cesaro doesn't deserve to challenge him, and that he hasn't earned it, and his answer is no, and that Reigns is the one who issues the challenges, and his challenge is to Daniel Bryan. Reigns says that he has never liked Bryan, and that he will give him one more title opportunity next week on SmackDown. Cesaro encourages Bryan to take the opportunity. Reigns says that when Bryan loses, he never wants to see Bryan again, and that he never wants to see him on his show again. Bryan accepts the challenge, and the two stare each other down. The match was made official, to advertise for next week's show as SmackDown went off the air. Folks, I'm not even going to give you my thoughts on the Alpha Academy and the Mysterios match, because clearly you heard me earlier in the review and say that this fucking feud is absolutely boring. I don't like the feud, it's boring. So clearly, I'm not going to give you my thoughts on the Mysterios versus Alpha Academy matchup because I didn't like it. It wasn't fun to watch. So you know what I did? I muted so I didn't hear what was going on. And I just looked down at my phone. I just kept looking at my phone until the tag team match ended. Because honestly, I was getting tired of watching it. It's got to a point where I'm just getting overly fucking aggravated and annoyed with this Mysterio and Alpha Academy feud. I'm ready to see some new tag teams on SmackDown. I'm tired of seeing the same tag teams on my TV every Friday nights. Just merge the fucking Raw and SmackDown tag team divisions. It's all we all in the IWC community are asking for. Please. Merge. If you don't have any other tag teams, merge the Raw and SmackDown tag team divisions, man. Unify the titles. Something. My God. It's not that fucking hard to make a goddamn decision. Seriously, man. Now, this may have been a solid high tag team match to some people in the community. Some of the people in the community that are fans of Mysterios and the Alpha Academy would say that this was really a solid high energy tag team match between the two teams that have feuded for what feels like forever, but have quietly developed strong in-ring chemistry over that time. That's what some of the Rey Mysterio and the Chad Gable fans think. But that's not what I think. I'm not fans of either one of those guys. That's not what I think. It's not what I think. Now, the ending to SmackDown was incredible. It was great. Solid. Your normal, typical ending to SmackDown that you would get. That's the way SmackDown should end. Every week, every Friday nights. That's the way SmackDown should end right there, man. Huge match for next Friday's Friday Night SmackDown. Bryan versus Reigns. That is going to be awesome. That is going to be absolutely fantastic, folks. Now, let's go ahead and get to that. So I got some news on WWE adding a big title match to WrestleMania. So WWE's next pay-per-view will be WrestleMania Backlash on May the 16th. The company added a big match to that card. Now, it was confirmed that Sasha Banks' chance to reclaim the SmackDown Women's title from Bianca Belair will have to wait. Bayley will face Belair at WrestleMania Backlash instead. I thought it was going to be called Backlash, but apparently it's being called WrestleMania Backlash. And now I can see why. The two will meet in singles action. The company has also booked Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for the May the 16th show. So apparently the Drew McIntyre-Bobby Lashley feud is continuing. I'm hoping it's continuing all the way to Backlash so we can see Bobby Lashley moving on from Drew McIntyre. Hopefully we could see Bobby Lashley feuding with someone else, Drew McIntyre feuding with someone else as well. But if that's not the case, if the feud continues, then the feud continues, man. Obviously, it's not what I want, but oh well. We'll have to see when WWE decides to add more matches to the pay-per-view. That is creeping up in a couple of weeks. So that's the news on that. And I do have some news on WWE hiring Megan Morant as new SmackDown backstage correspondent. So I got some news on that. Yes, folks. And if you noticed, Megan Morant was the one that interviewed Apollo Crews on last night's episode of SmackDown. She looked like she was wearing gold. It looked like she was wearing gold and black. What it looked like. It did. Anyways, so here's the news on WWE hiring Megan Morant as new SmackDown backstage correspondent. So WWE is moving things around backstage by firing a few longtime employees at pretty high levels. Probably because of money, as WrestleTalk likes to say. The circle of life in WWE continues as they followed that news up with an action to the SmackDown team. The company revealed that Megan Morant has joined the Friday Night SmackDown team, a graduate of Northwestern University. Morant is coming to WWE by way of the New England Patriots, where she was a host for their online talk show, among other duties. Real name Megan O'Brien. The new SmackDown backstage interviewer is very excited about this new adventure as Megan Morant. This is what she had to say about it. She said, and I quote, "I can't begin to express how excited I am to join WWE, from the incredibly athletic superstars to the creative minds behind the scenes. WWE has set the standard in the world of global entertainment. The passion WWE has for its fans reminds me of why I chose this industry, to entertain and connect people from all walks of life. I'm forever grateful for this opportunity and ready to hit the ground running. Let's go," and I quote. That was from Megan Morant, by the way. She was also a digital correspondent for the Big East Conference and a broadcaster for the Cap Code Baseball League. The Chicago native worked sidelines at Super Bowls Super Bowls 1 and 2, I think, and appeared weekly on CBS Sports Network's pre-game shows. So we'll have to see how she meshes up with WWE's weekly programming on Friday Night SmackDown. So that's the news on that. Now, I have some news on WWE firing vice president from the company. I thought you all want to know about this. I thought I'd lend you a secret or lend you some news on this, folks. I thought I'd give this news out for everybody to know. So, as we all know, WWE is shaking up their corporate landscape in a big way. Some notable names like Mark Carrano were released, which captured headlines. My sources, Ringside News, had another name to report who was no longer with the company. PW Insider reported that Mead Rust was fired as WWE's Vice President of Communications. He was with WWE for over 2 years and came to the company over 16 years with A&E. Now that's obviously a channel. I actually have that channel on DirecTV. Joe Valla, manager of publicity of. Oh, let me start that over again. Joe Valla, manager of publicity and corporate communications, had his job for over 8 years. He was with WWE for 16 years and 1 month in total. 16 years. Sounds like a lot to me. Would you all agree? Now, he is no longer with the company. It was also previously reported that referee John Cone is no longer working in talent relations. Nicole Zoli, director of talent relations, is also no longer with WWE after 11 years with the company. I didn't even know these names. I don't even recognize these names. I haven't even heard these names at all. I've never heard of these people. But that's all the news on that. And there's some news on WWE announcing a match for next week's Monday Night Raw. You know, the show that always suffers every Monday nights, right? Yeah, just thought I'd give you all that news. That piece of news. So WWE will continue toward WrestleMania Backlash on Raw next week. The company announced one bit rematch that they have planned for next week. Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman will get another chance to take down Mice and T-Bar. The former Retribution members were unmasked last week, so it will be interesting to see if they remain without their old masks from this point on. My sources, my good old friends on Twitter, Ringside News, will keep an eye out for more matches or segments WWE has planned for Raw next week. And folks, keep in mind that anything can change as Strowman versus Randy was mixed last week after days of promotion. Bobby Lashley will also be on hand to address his WrestleMania Backlash opponent Drew McIntyre. Oh great, I can't hardly wait. This shit is gonna so totally not deliver. This shit's gonna be so 100% complete illogical garbage. As always. So apparently, I saw this news that seemingly is not news to me. So apparently, there was word that Kayla had put too much makeup on. Now, I didn't understand that. I didn't get that. I'm like, why am I seeing this news? Why am I seeing this news article? Now I have a reason to see why I'm seeing it. Because it says here that Kayla Braxton was on Smackdown this week. As usual, some fans noticed that she was a bit dark, and they called her out for overdoing it with the bronzer. That was not the case, and she explained it for everyone who wanted to know. Now, Braxton explained that she just spent 5 days in Hawaii. Being in the sun for that long will really make her darker, so it wasn't makeup at all. So this is what Kayla had to say. She said, and I quote, "Guys, I'm half black and was in Hawaii the last 5 days. Hence the tan. It's not extra makeup. They tan super dark, super quickly. You guys are silly." So that's what Kayla says. That's what she said on Twitter yesterday. Kayla Braxton wanted to shut down that too much makeup talk because she's just doing her thing and soaking up the sun. I understand that's what women does. Heck, I love women, so yeah. It's hard to hate on that, and Braxton made her point very clear. So I just thought I'd give that news out to those of you that are fans of Kayla Braxton, as, you know, correspondent for SmackDown. She's a backstage interviewer, basically. And folks, that's all the news I have right now. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed my SmackDown review. If you did, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. I'm actually going to be getting out of here. And and I forgot, Big E is Apollo Crews' challenger for the SmackDown, or for the Intercontinental Championship for next week's SmackDown. So it's Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan for the Universal Championship, and Big E versus Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental Championship. Those matches are both booked for next week's episode, man. I hope you all have a great rest of y'all's weekend, man. If not, then hell, you can always reach out to me on Twitter and Messenger. I'll make you feel a little better. Love to have somebody to talk to. I would love to make somebody feel a lot better, especially the women. You know what I mean? So, anyways, folks, I'm getting out of here. No outro music needed. Thanks for tuning in to listen to me review SmackDown. I really appreciate it, and thank y'all for the love and support y'all shown for me and my channel. Keep on showing your love and support for my channel, and I hope you show your love and support for my channel this afternoon when I stream Jump Force for the first time this afternoon. I bet everybody that's subscribed to my channel and everybody that has me followed on YouTube can't wait to see that. Everybody that has me followed on Twitter can't wait to see that. Bet everybody can't wait. I know I can't wait to fucking stream it. I can't wait to dive into the game to see what it's like to play it, to see what's on it. Because I know there's a lot of characters on this game. And this brings me back memories. This reminds me of some of the Street Fighter games that I used to play on this damn PlayStation 4. Bet y'all never knew I played Street Fighters. I did. But, folks, have a good day, man. I will see you all on Jump Force this afternoon. And I will also see you all on part 1 of my first time training in story mode on Jump Force. So I'll be streaming Jump Force this afternoon and Sunday afternoon. So see you all on those days. And I will see you back Monday for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, because I'll probably stream Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Monday. Or, actually, you know what? Change that. Monday, I'm streaming Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 again, because a lot of people tuned in for the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 stream, and I got 2 likes on it. So, something tells me that a lot of people that subscribe to my channel is liking me streaming more on Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 than me streaming on Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and Dragon Ball Z-Verse 2. So, I'm guessing on YouTube, everybody loves me streaming Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. I think that's the most games that they would tune in. I think that's the most game that they would tune in out of all the other games I stream. I guess that's the game that I stream on that they would tune into, that they would tune in the live chat to watch, you know. They would rather watch, in other words, what I'm trying to say is, they would rather watch the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 stream. They would rather watch my Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 stream than the other games that I stream. Get it? Did I make sense? Did I explain it clearly? I hope I did. Sometimes I don't explain myself clearly. Sometimes I do. It happens. Everybody has that, where they try to explain themselves and they don't explain themselves clearly. We all have that. I know. So I'm not ashamed. I'm not the only one that doesn't really explain myself much clearly. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't. But anyways, folks, I'm getting out of here, man. It is 1-something in the morning. I'm really tired. Like I said, if you enjoyed the SmackDown review, again, hit the like button on the stream. I would love for anybody who will be tuning in for my SmackDown review once the live stream ends to hit that like button and comment, please. Thank you. Peace. I'm out of here. Have a nice day, and I will see you all live on Jump Force on my Ingham Wrestling News and Gaming YouTube channel. Peace. See you then, folks. See you this afternoon on Jump Force, and I am looking forward to seeing every single person in the live chat for that, because I guarantee you that is going to bring in some new subscribers, and I'm hoping that does. If that doesn't, we are going to have a huge problem. And I hope my stream on Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 next Monday brings in new subscribers as well. And you know what? From now on, I think I'm going to start streaming Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 every Monday afternoons. I think we can do that. If that doesn't work, then I'll just post a poll asking which days I should stream Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. Like, should I stream it every Mondays, every Wednesday afternoons, every Friday afternoons, or every Sunday evenings? Stuff like that. But I'm getting out of here. Have a good day, y'all. Peace. Enjoy rest of y'all's weekend. Always enjoy your weekend, because you never know what type of bad weather you're going to get. You never know what type of violence and crime you get around here, because the world's got cruel. The world's gotten crazy, man. Fucking United States is violent, man. Be careful, folks. Always watch your surroundings. And please, focus and care about yourselves. Because if you don't, well, you're certainly not going to have a life to live. And you're probably going to lose interest in yourself if you don't. So, but I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here for real this time. Have a nice day.